Hello 7th graders, welcome to chapter 3.8, rewrite equations and formulas. So solve a literal equation. The equation ax plus c equals c. This is supposed to be a b right here, I apologize. This is a b. Ax plus b equals c is called a literal equation because the coefficients and constants have been replaced by letters. So coefficient is the a, and the b and c are both constant terms. So they have been replaced by letters. When you solve a literal equations, you can use the results to solve any equation that has the same formula as the equation. So those words, let me put those into action. You kind of see what I'm talking about here. So we have this equation down here, ax plus b equals c. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is solve for x. So let's go over here, and I kind of created a little box here, column and rows. So we're going to solve for x on the top one. So let's say we have to solve for x. So we have ax plus b equals c. So we'd subtract b first, subtract b first. So we have ax equals c minus b. Divide by a, divide by a. We know that x equals c minus b over a. So what the literal equation says is that we could use this equation that we created, the literal equation, and plug in the numbers now and find out what x would equal. Because we know 2 here is the coefficient, which is the a in the equation here, all the way over here. Okay? So we know that 5 is b, and we know 11 is c. So we're just going to plug these terms in now, and this will tell us what x equals. So a for a, b for b, and c for c. So we know that x equals 11 minus 5 over 2, which we got to solve the numerator first. We get 6 over 2. We know that x equals 3. So the solution to that is x equals 3. So what they're going to have you do is solve a literal equation first today. Okay, they're going to tell you what letter to solve for, and then they're going to give you some information to plug in to find out what the variable that we solve for equals. So let's see. Let's take a look. So we have this a minus bx equals c. And then 12 minus 5x equals negative 3, and we're going to solve for x again here. So here we go, a minus bx equals c. We are solving for x, so we're going to subtract a over. So we know that negative bx, don't forget about this negative sign right here, sticks with the negative bx equals c minus a. And then we're going to divide by a negative b. So what this really says is we're going to kind of flip things around here, because this will turn into a positive, and then this will make that c a negative right here. So we're going to say a minus c over b. So we have x equals a minus c over b. Okay, and the negative sign on this b right here is very important. It kind of switched how things were ordered in this equation. So go back and watch that if you need to see that again to make sure that you understand how I got a minus c over b. So now plug the information in. So we know that this is a, we know that this is b, we know this is c. So x equals 12 minus a negative 3 over b, which is negative 5. X equals, we know this is 12. This turns into addition over negative 5. So it equals 15 over negative 5, which equals negative 3. So I got negative 3 here. Now when I plug in negative 3 into the equation, I noticed something. I did something wrong here. Because 12 times negative 5, or minus 5 times negative 3, which would be 12 plus 15, which would not give me negative 3. So I know I did something wrong. So I need to go back, change this to a plus 5. So it'd be 15 over 5, which would be a positive 3. Now if I plug in positive 3 into here, we know that it's 12 minus 15, which is negative 3. So I know that 3 is my answer. So it's very important. You saw that I made a mistake here, that you go back and plug your solution in, okay, to check your work. So we have a triangle A. An area A of a triangle is given by the formula A equals 1/2 B times H, where B is the base and H is the height. So we have this triangle. B is the base, H is the height. So solve the formula for the height H. So we have A equals 1/2 B times H, and we're solving for H. So we want to get H alone. So the first thing you have to do is multiply by 2. So I have 2A equals BH, and again we're going for H, so we're going to divide by B. So 2A over B equals H. So this is part A. We solve for H. Now it says use the rewritten formula, which we have here in A, to find the height of the triangle, which has a base of 14 meters and an area of 64.4 square meters. So we're plugging this information in. I'm going to write this over here on the left hand side. So we know that 2A over B equals H. So we know it's 2 times the area of 64.4 divided by the base, which is 14. And when you plug this into your calculator, you see that you get 9.2. So the height of this triangle is 9.2 centimeters. Okay, so our literal equation is what we have right here, and then we're plugging in the information that we get from B to solve our problem. So here's our homework. You're going to solve P plus QX equals R for X, then use the solution to solve 3 plus 5X equals negative 7. So 2 parts. Solve this first, and then use this equation to solve it. Okay? So down here, the area of a rectangle is given by the formula A equals the length times the width, where L is the length and W is the width. So solve the formula for the length L. Use the rewritten formula to find the length of this rectangle, which has a length of 13 centimeters and an area of 351 square centimeters. Okay, so go back and rewatch the video if you have any questions, but each problem here has a couple steps that you need to solve. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.